Chin-ups.
Pull-ups.
Chin-ups.
Pull-ups.
Chin-ups, chin-ups, chin-ups.
Just leave me alone!
Pull-ups versus chin-ups. What's the difference? Which one should you be doing? Let's start with the naming. Pull-ups, palms away from you, or a prone grip. Your arms are pronated. So this is a pull-up. A chin-up, your palms are facing you. This is also known as a supine grip, or your arms are supinated. So this would be a chin-up. Now, the naming is completely arbitrary, which is very annoying to me. Either way, you are pulling yourself up, so the name pull-up makes sense. Also, either way, you are pulling your chin up above the bar, so the name chin-up makes sense. So how can you keep track of them? Well, if you know the word pronated, then you can keep track of pronated and pull-up. In other words, they both start with the letter P. However, you might not be very familiar with that word, so that might not help. Another mnemonic device I've seen out there, this is kind of cool actually, is that if you're going to do a chin-up, your palm is facing you. If you're going to do a chin-up, you're in a good position to scratch your chin. I think that's a pretty cool idea. That works out pretty well. Very difficult to scratch your chin from this position here. So that's the naming. Which one are you going to do? Which one should you do? Well, there are whole sections of the internet, mostly YouTube comments, things like that, dedicated to people arguing about whether or not you should do pull-ups versus chin-ups. Now that's fine, that's cool, that's cute. Everybody needs a hobby. Go ahead and argue about that. Here's my recommendation. Do chin-ups. You get a better contribution, a more effective contribution from the bicep, and as a result, the chin-up is a stronger movement. Does this mean you can't do pull-ups? No. If you want to do pull-ups, go ahead. That's fine. I'm not your mama. But my recommendation is to do chins. Now, some people will make the argument, well, Phil, pull-ups are harder. I should do pull-ups because they're harder. Well, that is true. They tend to be harder. However, that line of logic does not usually work in a whole lot of areas of life. For instance, yes, we could squat on our toes instead of on our flat feet, because squatting on your toes is harder, but that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You could try to win a NASCAR race in a Ford Focus, because that's harder, but that also doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So, at least if you're going to argue about chin-ups versus pull-ups, don't use the it's harder argument. I'm going to recommend doing chins. You can do what you want. I'm going to recommend doing chins because it's a stronger movement. I want to see people be successful, get stronger, progressively load these things over time. So, hope this is helpful. Do your chins, do your pulls, do your pronated grip, do your supinated grip, get stronger, live better.